Let me take you back to just a couple of weeks ago. Newton, Kansas, Prairie Championship Wrestling. Merrick McMichaels, the Wolf of Wrestling, makes his triumphant return to the world of professional wrestling as the new general manager for PCW. The fans, the locker room, dumbstruck by this controversial decision made by the board of directors for PCW. Why? Why would you put a man like Merrick McMichaels in that kind of power? Why would you bring this man back from the dead to be your general manager? Well, I am back. And I'm back with a plan. And that plan was to come to fruition a couple of weeks ago in Newton, Kansas. I was to hand a new championship, a championship that I created, the Midwest Legacy Championship. I was to hand this to a man on a silver platter, a man that deserves this championship, a man that would create the legacy that I want to leave on this business. But as often in wrestling, things don't always go according to plan. And we weren't the only ones making our return that evening. I'm about to make one of the biggest announcements I've ever made in wrestling. Who is the new Midwest Legacy Champion? And then, like a bad memory from the past, a reoccurring nightmare, Chris Crazy, shows up. And just like everyone else, I'm utterly confused. But after dealing with him, I move on to the task at hand. And I am about to award the championship to JT Money. And just before we can start popping the bottles, lighting up the stogies, and celebrating this monumentous occasion, Commissioner Pena sticks his nose where it doesn't belong and says, if JT Money wants a championship, he's gonna have to earn it? Against who? And then he brings in the Natester. But not backing down from a fight, JT Money goes on to have one of the best matches of the evening. And just when it looks like victory is in his grasp, the nightmare begins all over again. And Chris Crazy rears his head and ruins everything that I had planned with one shot of a steel chair. He brutally attacks the Natester, causing a disqualification, but not just a disqualification, causing no champion to be crowned. So here we are, we're left with this championship, this grand championship that I've created, and we don't have a champion. And just when I think the nightmare couldn't get any worse, as the three of us decide to start beating up on the Natester, the monster Havoc makes his return to professional wrestling. Now, I don't know why he's there, but I know one thing. I want this monster on my side. So I extend a hand out to him, and before I know it, his disgusting, monstrous hand is wrapped around my throat, and he's slamming me into the mat. Now, I don't remember much after that, but I've seen the footage. And I know that just shortly after that, as I'm being carried out of the building, Chris Crazy decides to take not only the briefcase that I brought the championship in, but the championship itself. Chris, you have something that belongs to me, and I want it. Now I'm left with the task and responsibility as the general manager of PCW to crown a Midwest Legacy champion. And I've been told by the PCW Board of Directors that this match will happen in August, and that the Natester will be part of that match. But they have given me the opportunity to name his opponent. And so, Chris, being as that you have something of mine, I've used my resources to obtain something of yours. Have you missed him? Now, I don't know what kind of power this stuffed toy has over you. But for some reason, this thing drives you to do the things that you do. And if you ever want to see this thing in one piece again, you will do what I ask of you. July 14th, PCW Live, Newton, Kansas. It will be Chris Crazy going one-on-one with the monster Havoc. A #1 contendership match for the Midwest Legacy Championship. Chris, I want you to destroy the man known as Havoc. I want you to make sure that he can never put his hands on me again. Or as God is my witness, I will take Teddy and I will rip him to shreds. I will set him on fire and I will piss on the ashes.